Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.
This is something that comes along every now and then in generation, and it's special.
This is AHMED for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. It's the morning after. Sonny Edwards, ZELFA BARRETT. What a win for Mr. Lyndon after last night. I'll start with you, Zelf.
Great win, you know. I'm not going to lie to you. This win meant more than my own wins. Even my last fight, like, because I know how hard he worked for this moment, and it's just a doubt, isn't it? Like, Yard's a good fighter. You know, this is sport of boxing. There's a winner, there's a loser, and you can draw. But, you know, Lyndon won, and it's just the relief of everyone who wanted Lyndon to get beat. He was the champion, and he wasn't made out to be the champion. You know what I mean? So in the building, like, the atmosphere wasn't how it should have been. He's the champion, so it's like they just put Lyndon there just for him to get beat. So when you come and you won, everyone didn't want to look. Nobody wanted to look. Everyone was eating humble pie basically. And I was being loud because you know what it is, like, loud. That's what I was saying, son. You're gonna sign your own checks now, because now he's the boy. Don't get it twisted. Like, it's boxing the jungle, man. If the lion eats the other lion, it's over. And he gets all the bitches, isn't it? Oh, yeah. They impregnate all the things. He's probably losing a few girls now. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, at the end of the day, it's like, I'm just so happy. I'm so happy. Give him a big hug. And, like, even now, I'm happy. It feels like I've just fought last night, and now I'm just happy for him, man.
Everyone heard you in the arena. Everyone heard you on telly, Sonny, so we know it meant a lot to you.
Now, do you know what? My biggest thing about this whole build-up to this fight, yeah, was for me the lack of respect. Well, yeah, the lack of respect straight away. And I know he's just walked in there, but the lack of respect. Like, if you look at the social medias, I'm not going to name names, but if you look at these social media pages, you wouldn't even know Lyndon was fighting. There was one post about him, and then one post when he won, and then the interview was, "Oh, Yard get robbed, got ripped." Nah, man. Like,
what pages?
Champ, man.
What pages?
Just the media pages that are there to promote the fight. I mean, come on, it's a conflict of interest for me to start calling out. Do you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, try and find as many posts before about Lyndon, man. You can find about 2 and about 30 of Yard. And I understand it was the Yard show, but that made Lyndon very dangerous. And you know what? It gave him a mentality where the only thing he considered that he needed to do was to win the fight, no matter how it did it. So he come out through 300 jabs, through 4 right hands, and won the fight.
Man said that? 4 right hands, I didn't. Gets like that.
And he didn't need to do anything else. Didn't need to do anything else. Do you know why? Because there was nothing that got changed until the last, well, about a minute into the 12th round.
Last round, yeah.
He didn't do anything to change from that rhythm of stepping back and throwing a jab. Like, it was very quiet in there, as you can hear. But the reason why our little crowd, I know Yard mentioned about he found it unfair that Lyndon had loads of fans. He didn't. He had the same amount of ticket allocation. And obviously, me being a Frank Warren fighter, I had access to me. I went at +1. So there was 5 of us. They're a massive crowd that influenced the decision. There was 5 of us, yo. But nah, and it's just, I think in these small things, you have to pick the right people to come. That's the important thing. Because obviously Lyndon, he thought about the fight when he found out about the tickets way before. He didn't think, all right, let me get Mumsy, let me get my sister there. He said, let me get the voices and the people that know what they're talking about. Are going to get on top. The hype man, yeah. The backing dancers, and that's what he was, man. And we got told in the 3rd round. Who was I? We got told in the 3rd round. Like, listen, I got told in the 3rd round to be quiet. Got told in the 3rd round to be quiet by someone in that side of things. Well, it should be on both of their teams, but let's be real. Told to be quiet. You know what I turned around and said? We're not telling quiet lines in the camp to be quiet over there. And I ain't being quiet. And I got louder. From that round, he didn't say it again.
Lyndon.
But they were angry, man.
Zelfa just walked in the room and said that that victory for yourself last night means more to any victory for him in his career. That says something, doesn't it?
Yeah, man, it's a big victory. It's a big victory, and no one's gonna play it down. Nobody.
Take your mask off, man.
No, it's all. I'm keeping the mask on. I'm not told what to do. I'm a champion now, okay? Got 2 belts.
Did you join the 2 belt club?
2
Yeah,
belts
yeah,
now.
minor.
Anyone else in the 7 belt club? Nah.
Nah, man, it was a good fight, and you know what? I wasn't even like my arm's been fucked for weeks. No, right arm, it's been mashed for weeks. I wasn't even gonna say anything, but considering he's saying he got robbed and all that, and I watched the fight back, I thought it was close. When I watched it back, the rounds that were close, I won easily. But it was close, but I won them easily. And like Sonny said, he what did he catch me with? What? If par the last round, he caught me with 2 right hands, maybe 3. I caught him with 2, 3, maybe.
Everything was just shadow boxing.
3, 4 right hands myself. So, and I left hook, and if you want to count power punches, I got landed. So we don't, you know, I won the fight.
Lyndon, there were people tweeting last night that something happened in the changing room with your hand. So
Yeah, it did. But that got put on camera, and I didn't know. I wasn't aware of that. But someone Tommy phoned me and said he noticed because I went to Pad, and then I said nah, and I whispered something to Pat, but everyone got onto it. A few people got onto it off Twitter and that. So like I'm not lying. I didn't know the camera was there. You know what I mean? So.
And you came out through 1 punch for 12 rounds. Cold, man, that's what you need. Make the fight. If you can win that way, that's the way to win, because in the setup that he was in as the away fighter, as the champion on his own promoter show, like, he just needed to win to get what he needed to do, and he did that. And I thought he won clear. I didn't 9 rounds to 3.
It was just the fact of how he was not made to be the champion. That's why I'm more buzzing, because you know what? When I was there, I just...
It wasn't even the fact he was made to be a champion. He was made to be an opponent.
Yeah,
there was no promotion of, yo, if Lyndon wins this, what we're going to do from there. They were just talking about what Yard's got next, this, that and the other. Even what pissed me off.
Talking about Yard number Watsi.
Yeah, Yard
Watsi, you are in talks of making that.
That's why,
like,
yeah.
Everyone
everyone's face was sour. I was loud saying, yeah, that's why I shouted. You're signing your own checks now, son. Because at the end of the day, every single person's face in that building was sour. Apart from us, I was looking round. 2-3 calls at the back when Yard was throwing punches in the last round. Turned around and thought, so you're sour too. And nobody didn't want to speak. After the fight, nobody didn't want to speak. Everyone looked upset.
You know,
I was happy. I was so happy because I think, wow, my man's the champion. He's the champion. Like, they tried to mess man's music up. There were just loads where I was getting mad thinking, nah, this is like a liability, man.
Like, the whole camp, he had to hold it. The whole camp, he was... This is what annoyed me, from the outside looking in, He had his first headline show against Dex Bellman in, July? Why, on the Thursday, of his fight, probably the biggest fight of his career to that point, have they got his next opponent on the press conference? And when they ask him who's going to win out of Dex Bellman and think the fight he's there to build, as well as himself, why is he turning around fixing his face saying Anthony Yard? And then pre-fight interview, dismissing, saying, all he's got is a jab, I've got the right hand, left hook, uppercut, bowler, all these things. And he didn't use none of it, man. And it just got me mad. And you know what? I've got a lot of respect for the teams. I like Tunde. And I like, but they're deluded, to a certain degree. Like, was that not? Bear in mind, was in a very quiet setting. Was that not the quietest we've heard that corner? Every single fight, every single press conference, every single media day, workout, public workout, we've got to endure. Lions in the camp, just shouting all the time. And then the one fight that's not going their way, they want to be getting fucking people from Frank Warren to send up to the thing telling us to be quiet. Nah, man, it's not happening. Not happening. You have to hold it. You have to hold that 12 rounds of roasting. Had to. And that's not because I don't rate him or respect him as a fighter, but the one off camera there is my broski, yo. So it is different. And personally, I thought that advantage was an advantage that we helped him. And him picking what he said in the thing, I think his niece and his mum or his sister, I can't remember what he said. That's on you. You picked some people that had kittens in the camp. You didn't pick where's your big bolo voices that you normally have that's enduring you want, and then to complain, he had the big fans. He had 5 people. Just pick the right people to come.
All it was is we were just vocal, you know what I mean? And because
hated it, man.
It's my brother, man. When it's all said and done, the guy's my brother. We've been through it before boxing, and we're doing it in boxing, you know what I mean? So, like, I respect Yard. He's a good fighter just because he's been beat. But you know, when it comes down to bloodline, of course I'm gonna back my boy. Come back and back your boy.
Innit?
So, so it is what it is. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I was just upset inside when I thought, wow, nobody actually wanted him to win.
You know,
Nobody was happy that he won.
No,
Like,
sad,
they weren't no like, yo, you know what, done your thing, or it was just like he won and brushed off. Like, this is the biggest moment of his career.
and then all it was rematch.
Like, this is the biggest moment of his career. Like, when he won, let him have his minutes. Let him have his 10 minutes of, you know what, this, that, the other. It was like,
Because they've had their time.
You know,
been
what I
having
mean?
their time in the spotlight.
So this is why I was just annoyed, and I'm happy deeply because I'm thinking, everyone in that face, everyone in that place, the face was humble. They know what they didn't want to look up. Nobody didn't want to do anything. You know what I mean? And because I wasn't backstage, I don't know what the situation was backstage, but they're lucky I wasn't backstage because I would have been shouting, whatever, hugging. Because obviously it's biggest fight of his career, and he's getting treated like he's just won a 6 rounder.
Like he's just coming up.
My man just basically top BT sport. You know, he's done a lot of what people couldn't do. And
one of the biggest domestic fights in the year as well.
One of the biggest
about for time.
2 and 3 of the best
One of
lightweights
the
in the
biggest
country.
profile fighters in the fight.
You know what I mean? It's like
country.
it was just I was just vexed. I was angry inside, and when he won, I just thought, everyone, No one didn't want to look. Nobody didn't want to speak. Everyone got off. Everyone took the tails in and got off, and I thought,
But you know what? They all did that, yeah. And you know what? Their camp is probably going to sit there thinking, you know what? It's out of order the way we've been treated, yeah. But just the level of
It's
respect that
respect,
gets patted
man.
the whole time, like they just disregarded Lyndon the whole way, even after the fight.
And see when you win fights, you don't even need to do anything anymore. You just let the man them. Continue.
You know what? Nah, do you know what? Yeah, no, like on a serious level, just to like finish on my side of things, yeah. Like me, Zully and Lyndon been close for years. Me and Lyndon on GB since what 18, 19, and ZELFA been friends through that, yeah.
I was the backing dancer there still.
But do you see this year? Like we've gone through a lot, all 3 of us.
All of us, man.
Separate things, big separate things. All 3 of us have had hard things, and we've all ended up. Obviously, ZELFA had his comeback. And his first fight with Eddie, come back strong with a knockout. I did my thing against Asomba. Now Lyndon's just got the win against Yard. Like we're in a great place as our little squad job, and that's why when you see us at each other's fights going crazy, it's not a disrespect to the other team, but we just want our fighters to do well and beat everyone else, and then that's what we keep doing.
Good to hear. Lyndon, I will ask you about the rematch situation, because last night you told me there was a clause in the contract. What is your understanding this morning?
I don't know, mate. There might be, there might not be. I don't know. It's something we have to talk about.
Okay.
Sit down and talk about it.
When you did watch the fight back, you told me last night you did think it was close. Watching it back, how did you assess it?
I don't think it was close now.
Okay.
Well, at least minimum 4 rounds won by minimum. Wasn't 1, wasn't 2. Definitely wasn't. Like I said a minute ago, I don't like. The fight wasn't a fight of many punches thrown. There was not a lot of right hands thrown. So him saying he hit me with right hands, this and that. The only time he did that with more than 1 right hand was in the last round, where openly admit he hit me to the body, but I took it. You know, and he didn't finish me. He was a great finisher. He didn't finish me. He couldn't finish me. I was hurt. He didn't hit me to the head though. My breath was gone. But yeah, apart from that round, and maybe 1 or 2 other rounds, what was going on in the fight for him to say he absolutely, it was a robbery?
The fact is, yeah, he was really struggling to close the distance. That's the facts. When you actually really watch it, he was struggling to close the distance. Shot point wise, some of the rounds were close. But when you're getting clear out jabbed with clear shots that also make you look silly, that was the problem. For the scorecards, that was the problem. And they shouldn't have been as close as they were. And we sat next to Ian John Lewis on that breakfast table there. And that was the worst scorecard I've seen in a long time. And a lot of people have got under that. That was terrible. 117, 111. That was disgusting. And then 250, 100.
That's 6 rounds.
I had it 117 the other way. I didn't lie rounds to 3.
Jabbed me down 6 rounds. There were 2 judges that got me up 1. Yeah, and everybody else, the majority of people, are saying that I won by far. But you see, it don't even make sense.
And he's the one screaming robbery, and everyone's laughing and saying, "Yo, you're deluded." That's it. And it's not even like a disrespectful thing. Like someone said, I think it was Andy Clark. In order for the Yard to move on from this, there's 2 things that are important. He needs to understand why he lost and how he lost. And that he lost. And I don't think he's doing any of them things. So if he genuinely thinks I just got robbed, the world's against me, he's deluded because everything was set up there for him to win. Everything. Absolutely everything. Look at the scorecards, man. Come on. All he had to do was get another 10-10 round or put him down once in that 10th round, he would have won the fight. That's what they were setting up for. It just didn't happen.
Well, listen, this is Lyndon's moment anyway. So he's retained his Commonwealth title. He's on to a massive 2021. Do you want to leave us with a final word, you two?
Nah, I just want to say a big well done to Lyndon, man.
I'm just embracing that he won and let it be known that he won. But fighting and boxing is a hard sport, and he's dedicated most of his life towards boxing. So when you get a win, a victory needs to be a victory. You know what I mean? It needs to be like, yeah, man. That little pat on the back, like, even if it just lasts for a day, it shouldn't be excused. Like, oh, I just won, because nobody's not seeing the hard work, the dedication, the days where it's hard. You're not feeling too well mentally because of whatever going on in your life. No one doesn't see that. All people see is you win, you lose, you draw.
And they'll comment on it.
Exactly. So I'm just happy that he's won. You know, like I said, he's my brother, and I was just annoyed that he didn't get shown that he won. You know what I mean? He just got
still, even after they tried to rematch and robbery, that's the only narrative they push.
Let when it's your birthday, man, let it be your birthday. You know what I mean? Let him blow his own candles out. No one can't be blowing man's candles out. Because I'll be vexed, man. I'm like, yo, relight them. So, you know, that's why I'm just happy. That's why I'm putting posts up, and I'm genuinely happy for him, man. Not even like I said, I'm more happy for him when I feel like I've won. I woke up this morning like I won. I feel like if I'm sore from the fight, because I swear, like, I'm buzzing. I'm so happy because now, like, he's signing his own checks now. We're untouchable. You know what I mean? We're in the group of the untouchables now.
Lyndon's getting us out of the hood.
Yeah, we're in the group. You know what I mean? I'm the man. He's the man. We all work hard. So now, like, imagine on a group of friends like us. We're all got the same vision. We all do the same thing in the gym, and you know, we're fortunate to have each other like that. So
we've got a good bunch outside of that, man. Like Lyndon said in his post-fight interview, a lot of people ate off that result. A lot of people, a lot of people.
You know what I mean? So I'm just happy. I'm just happy for everything, that the outcome. You know, happy for my Uncle Pat. You know,
shout out, Pat.
Putting up with Mr. Stubborn here. You know, flipping, done what he had to do, man. Like, that just shows a great coach. Great coaching skills. You know, in boxing, it's about, they say it's the fighter v fighter, it's the coach v coach. That's what it's really about. You know, and not a chance these guys are going to outskill my Uncle Pat. My Uncle Pat's been doing boxing before I was even born. He's been a champion, been at the top of the game. Think a man who's not had experience like my Uncle Pat is going to beat him. Are you mad? You know what I mean? Like, my Uncle Pat's one of the best coaches, like, around. What people need to forget is, people just get fighters and train them. Pat's put me and Lyndon in the oven. He's made us. You know what I mean? And put the icing on the cake. He's had us from the beginning. A great coach is a coach that has a fighter from young. It's about time consuming. Like, you got to have time to be a great coach. I'm not saying other coaches are not good because they've not had fighters from young. You know what I mean? But credit where credit's due. My Uncle Pat's had me and Lyndon from young. And he's nurtured us to where we are now. Who's done that today? Who's doing that now? There's not many coaches that have had fighters from young. 6, 7, 8, 9. And then brought them up to where we are now. Look at him, Commonwealth champion, WBO, whatever champion. Nah, no disrespect to whatever that was. IBF, Intercontinental, Commonwealth champion. We've come a long way. So my Uncle Pat needs the credit for that. But more than needs the credit for that. You know, the time, it's just the time consuming. So I'm just happy. I'm so happy. I'll go home and just do my run and just think about Lyndon's win.
Yeah, shout out to Pat and Wayne. Lyndon, to the ones that did support you last night, tuned in, etc., and we're backing you, just I'll leave the last word with you before we go.
Thank you for everyone's support. Thank you for all the messages that I've been getting. There's untold amounts, and thank you to my sponsors, as always, and to Pat as well, and to Tommy, and to little Frankie McDonough, Ben Mulligan, everyone that helped me, the sparring partners, just everyone, man. It's a proud moment, like these men were saying.
Lyndon Arthur, well done on last night. Thank you very much to IFL TV, and wish you a nice Christmas and a massive 2021, alright?
You too.
Top man. Cheers, Sonny. Cheers, Elf.
Yeah.
This is something that comes along every now and then in generation, and it's special.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.